What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Hey, before we even get into it, I'm telling you right now, you gotta watch till the end of this one because this girl is a real piece of work. Seriously, she's like what I imagine every Snapchat girl is like out there. It gets just worse and worse as this goes on, trust me. To start things off, let's just hear what she does from her own point of view. Quite the career path, let me tell you.
What I do on social media is I sell pictures for money. I don't even use my photo half the time. I have other people's photos that I use. What I do is I tell them to send the money first, and then I just never send the pictures.
So yeah, boys, we're dealing with a true e-girl to the core here. She is just one of those people with a premium Snapchat or something along those lines, and basically she's a scammer as well. Well, who am I kidding? She's not basically a scammer. She actually just admitted to it on tape, so she is 100% a scammer and a fraud. She just straight up gets dudes to pay her, and she will send them some photo of a hot girl on the internet that she found in return. You guys know she's like one of the many people that do this too, right? Most of the time, that stuff is a ripoff, and I'm not gonna lie, boys, this is the internet. You can get anything for free. I don't know why y'all are paying for stuff like that.
In the past probably 2-3 weeks, I've made over $1,000.
Wow, she's made $1,000 in 3 weeks. Oh wait, that's really not any more than she would get from a normal job where she isn't being a fraud and lying to people for a living, but I guess this is easier from her point of view, so might as well keep up with it, right? I mean, the one fault in this whole business model that I can see up front, I mean, I'm no business major, you know, I only have a YouTube channel, it's really the only thing I have to my name here, but you're never gonna have a customer coming back to your business when you scammed them. It's like, how do you expect to continually make a living if you're just scamming people left and right, no matter what you're selling? Word is eventually going to get around and you're gonna be outed as a fraud and lose all of your business. I mean, come on, if you're trying to make money in this new digital age, you gotta be smart. So now Dr. Phil has her on stage and asks her what she does for a living, and listen to this absolutely golden response.
Do you do on the guys on Snapchat?
I finesse them.
How so?
Oh Lord, yeah, you can see in the way that she said that response to that question right there that she just absolutely thinks that she is the bomb diggity. She's so proud of scamming her way into $1,000 every few weeks. I mean, for someone to be able to even do this to other people and scam them out of their own hard-earned money, this is exactly the kind of response that I would expect, but it's still ridiculous that it came out of her mouth just then. I finesse them. I'm a master finesser.
I asked for the money and then they sent it to me. Like this one guy sent me $600 one week just for pretty much nothing, just waiting for me to send him pictures that he never got. Dumb.
Right.
I actually am close to vomiting every single time she speaks. Her arrogance on this whole situation and the way that she carries herself is so disgusting to me. Like, we all know people like this from our personal lives, guys, admit it. Whether it be a relative or someone from your school or work, they just have the absolute trashiest way of living, and yet they still brag and think that they are on top of the world and living their best life, quote unquote. By the way, if someone ever tells you that they are living their best life, just take that as a way of them saying, I'm probably depressed and very insecure with my current life situation, because anyone who is actually living their best life isn't saying so on social media. They're out there just living, bruh. But also, I'm sorry, I gotta say this real quick. You guys are gonna think I'm rude for this maybe, but she's posting pictures of herself to advertise this stuff on Insta and the likes, and I really do not get this pricing. $600? I mean, I'm not one to judge people based off looks. Guys, I'm a solid 2 myself on a good day. But who is seeing a picture of this woman and thinking, wow, I want to see her in her underwear? Let me pay $600 for that. That just baffles me, man. There's so much you can get with that amount of money. Why would you ever pay for stuff like that in the first place, let alone that much? Unless you have just the most insanely stacked bank account and you don't care about what you spend on it, but still, guys, y'all gotta chill on this stuff. This pricing is just getting out of hand and incredibly inflated if that's a normal going rate for this kind of stuff.
So you don't have a lot of repeat business?
True, correct.
Dr. Phil agrees with me here. This is not a smart business plan. At least be legit with this if you're hoping to build an empire, so to say, or have this even be a sustainable living for you at least in the future. Because at this rate, she's making less than $20K a year doing this, and that's before taxes. Good luck having a life and making a living on that going into your actual adulthood. I mean, at least where I live, the rent is so high in places that were built like 60 years ago, you'd be lucky to get a 1-bedroom apartment for less than $1,300.
You do want to be careful about that because the penal code in your state says a person with intent to defraud, cheat, or use a false pretense is guilty of the following crime.
Here's where the big yikes part comes in, boys. Dr. Phil shows this girl that she actually can be in some serious trouble for doing stuff like this. I mean, who would have thought that committing fraud could lead to jail time or fines? It's not like that's one of the most common crimes in America that people commit. Oh wait, yeah, it definitely is, and she's kind of an idiot for not realizing that.
Felony, value of at least $1,000 but not greater than $20,000. Jail not greater than 5 years, or a fine not greater than $10,000, or 3 times the value, whichever is greater.
These are some serious fines and time that she could be facing for this. I don't know if she realizes, or maybe she knows already and doesn't care. Little spoiler here, boys. This girl has been getting arrested since she was like 15 or something, so she really is not new to this whole law-breaking thing, sadly. But still, how could that not be on your mind the entire time you're running this sketchy business? I don't even want to call it a business, it's just a scam. You could at any moment be reported and investigated, and then boom, you're in jail for up to 5 years and facing a fine of up to $10,000. And you have a felony on your record at that point. Is it worth it to scam these dudes out of a few hundred at a time? Not in my eyes, but for her, I guess that makes sense. I'd rather work for a normal retail or food service job and hate my life a bit for those 8 hours a day in order to make probably more money than she is making right now and be safe from any fear of being arrested, but that's just me.
I mean, if you're defrauding, they can prosecute you for that, so you want to be careful about that. I just wanted to say it. You do whatever you want.
Another felony.
Yep, she just does not have a care in the world. This is kind of sad, dude. How could you be that numb to the idea of receiving jail time or having a felony on your record? I would be absolutely on the verge of just pooping my pants upon hearing this news if I was in her position, but her reaction was just, oh, another felony, another one for the books, who really cares? Like, come on, Walmart version of Danielle Bregoli, you really gotta clean up your act here. This whole facade of being a hardened criminal finesser is really not a good move for you, I don't think.
I mean, I don't know anyone who wouldn't want a relationship with their parents. Someday they're gonna be dead and I'll probably regret this, but I've been raising myself since I was 16, so they can't raise me anymore. They can't change me anymore.
Yeah, guys. She's been raising herself since she was 16, and look how far that got her. She's well equipped to face adulthood and living on her own, and definitely is a well-adjusted, positive member of society that brings a lot of good to her immediate community and the world overall. She's not just a repeat felon that is now committing another crime and admitting to it on a television show with millions of viewers tuning in every day. She's a good person. Screw her parents, honestly. She doesn't need them. What good are they anyways? So you guys made it pretty far into the video. Before we continue, you have 5 seconds to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you can do all that in 5 seconds, I'll take you for a magic carpet ride. I mean, it doesn't float or anything. It's literally just a carpet you can sit on, and you just use your imagination that it does something cool. I don't know what to tell you guys. I can't break the laws of physics, all right? Anyways, on to the rest of the video.
This is who I am. And they're gonna have to accept it and love me still, or they can just block me out like they always do.
Sure.
I don't care.
You hear that, Mom and Dad? I'm a straight up finesser, and if you can't come to terms with that and accept me for the finesse god that I am, you get swerved. I guarantee you this girl is the most annoying person on social media, by the way. Like, guarantee she talks like one of those annoying, insufferable Twitter feeds that just post nonsense like, if we don't vibe together, you get swerved, or finesse your way to the top. I'd rather be rich and bad than poor and sad. I just completely get the feeling that those words have come out of her mouth at one point or another. To be honest, she's just reminding me of those people that I graduated with in high school that just didn't make the best decisions right out of school, but they talk online relentlessly about how they're some money-making business mogul or how they're living their best life, like I was saying. You know, those are the ones you eventually unfollow when you realize, thankfully, I will never see this person ever again. I'm just gonna forget they exist. I'm sure you know the type that I'm talking about, and she is definitely one of those people.
What did she not teach you?
Well, I still don't know how to drive, obviously.
Right.
That's why I crashed into a mailbox when I stole that car.
Excuse me, what? She just casually breezes over a previous felony like it was a fond memory. So she is 21 and doesn't know how to drive or have a license, and apparently she stole a car, then crashed it into a mailbox. The way she just said that in such a nonchalant and kind of to the point way is really weird, no? Like, that would be a big deal, and I would like to hear them talk about it at some point. That kind of sounds like a crazy story. So now the big question is raised to her, folks. Dr. Phil asks the question every parent asks their child when talking about careers. What's your long-term goal with this whole Snapchat scam operation you got going on? And her incredibly in-depth, thought-out, and brilliant response was,
Social media? I don't know.
Social media, I don't know. Guys, she legit just said the word social media as her answer to what she is going to do as a career. If that isn't the most immature response I could ever think of, I don't know what is. What does that even mean? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? Like, what are you gonna do on social media to turn this into a career? Or is she just saying that she's eventually gonna be famous in general because good luck having that happen to you with your current attitude and business practices? I sound like a high school counselor throughout this whole video probably, and I admit I don't have my future planned out either, but still, she can't just be relying on people to all of a sudden fall in love with this 21-year-old felon that scams people on Snapchat and doesn't really have a personality from what I can see. I don't know, guys. This whole video just triggered me, and in the end, she doesn't even accept Dr. Phil's help, so I think she was just on this show for clout, and that's sad. I'm gonna cut this one off right here, so let me know in the comments what you thought. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace out.